Right, so we're doing a little test on these aerosols. These are Raptor in an aerosol. There's a couple of big differences. One is the price. So you're looking at about £28 for a 2K activated Raptor aerosol in black. Now this is Raptor in an aerosol that we've done. So it is Raptor product in there, but we've pulled a few tricks. And essentially, we're going to aim to sort of do an offer on these for about a tenner each. The paint you're getting out of here has the same solids content as a Schutz gun. So when you're sort of spraying with an aerosol normally, if your paint goes on, say it went on 4mm thick, which would be impossible, but say it went on 4mm thick, by the time it's dried, it's going to shrink down to around about 1mm. This product, if you put it on with a Schutz gun and this aerosol at the same sort of, say, 4mm thickness, they would both shrink back the same amount because you're not paying for the solvents to push it. It's quite a weird way of doing it. A couple of things to bear in mind with these cans. If you're going to, normally an aerosol, you sort of spray like this. And the problem with this can is it's basically a Buzzweld powercan. And if you get too close, it will just bubble up. So they're a little bit quirky to use, but at the same time, we think it's going to be worth it. So I'm going to do a little test right now. This is the first one I've ever made. So I'm going to sort of vary it a little bit and see how close I can get. But I'm going to start off about this far back. When you first get the cans, because we load them, you can have these in any colour. We can do metallics, we can do whatever you want in them to limited degrees. Probably worth calling us, speaking to one of the staff, and just figuring out what sort of effect you want so we can help compensate for it, because when it goes into Raptor, it does get changed a lot. So as we load them, there's still paint in the pickup tube. So the first thing you should do is just clear it off. And you can already see where that went this far. Right, let's get started. So already there I am 60-70 centimeters from the item, and I've already had to be a little bit careful because I've got a couple of little bubbles, but elsewhere it's going on really nicely. So we'll turn it around the other way and we'll just sort of do a couple of cross coats and just build it up, but you should be able to get a really nice texture with this. And then just one last one the other way. And then obviously just as per normal aerosol, just clear the nozzle off. So we can see here in sort of several places I've got a little bit too close, but generally that's put on a really nice texture of Raptor, really nice and consistent overall. Except for sort of me getting way too close at the end. You can see a couple of bubbles. Now, some of the bubbles will settle a little bit. So I think with these, you'd struggle to do sort of maybe a whole vehicle consistently. But for things like bumpers, touching things up, where you don't want to go and spend a fortune on a Schutz gun just to get the texture. Because the thing is, although Raptor do the black 2K aerosols, they don't do the coloured ones. So you can't get any custom sort of colour that you want to match what you've already done. So say you've done a vehicle, get a couple of these, you can do door shuts, hard to get to bits, whatever you prefer really. So what we're going to do is going to let that dry off. These cans, just like the other cans, because you're spraying raw paint, they don't last as long. So we're probably almost halfway through that, to be honest. So you would use more of them. So it's still not a cheap way of doing it, but around about a 300% cost reduction, especially with the way things are right now, is potentially a route for some people. So we're going to let it cure. Once it's cured, we'll get a few more photos and stuff, and then either sort of bung it into a video or a post so you guys can see it. Thank you very much.